Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 100 Collector Morning. This is John speaking. Today, actually, I am the chance to be with my dear Rem. How are you, Rem?
Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here. It's a great honor for me.
I love, because, you can hear in his voice and you will hear in our voices, actually, that today,
Did
today,
you did you did you hear how I improve my English more and more?
Did you get a Duolingo subscription?
Yeah. I'm almost
I think, yeah, you can be proud.
50 level. Yeah.
You can be proud, Ram. You can be proud because it's true that we started 2025 from a moment where, when we've been mentioning an episode in English, you were just saying not for me. From the fact that now we are with two co-hosts of the morning, that are Fanny Lakoubay and Eleonora Brizi, and you are with us for a full episode in English. So congrats, Ram.
Thank you.
And
It's maybe my last words, my last words. So now you can continue and.
No, you did really good. And I can do some applause, for this English practice. And in the same time, Fanny, how are you?
I'm okay. A little puffy, like it's a little early, in this
Early,
between Christmas and New Year.
Eleonora, I'm sorry. Eleonora is always complaining, because every time I think maybe it's I don't know, you came almost a dozen of time at the NFT morning, Eleonora, but every time she's complaining, like, why the hedge are you doing this at so early, basically? and today it works, Eleonora, because not only early but also very late in the year, because with December 30, the moment we are recording the episode, so it's the moment where everybody is basically in a sleepy digestion phase, and we just woke up super early to do this morning. It's like, first, we are sleepy. Two, it means that we have nothing to do except doing this morning. Some people are just sleeping with family and kids, and we are here this morning because actually, we have a very cool episode to do. Uh, it's the end of the year, and so we love this kind of episode, where we come back through 2025, and especially through digital art, because Fanny 100 Collector has been actually also very, very active, and we can technically see most of the things that happen in 2025 in digital art via 100 Collectors presence, all around the globe, right?
Well, I kind of went back into our timeline, and our events page to recall 2025, because as being sleepy and in this limbo between Christmas and New Year, it's like, okay, what happened? Like, what was this year? Like, what did we do? Like, did we even do anything? And it's true, a lot happened, and I think it's a fun way to recall and remember like everything that happened to get into the new year in a even better shape.
Yeah, and actually, just to give you a big picture, I just wanted to know, just to remind people, maybe you just in one sentence, because even everybody knows, what, if you would summarize what has been doing 100 Collectors this year in few sentences, what would you say?
I mean, we did actually publish an article of like what we did this year, so it's not that hard.
I thought it was a tricky question, but at the end of
no, actually, we thought about it last week. So, well, we actually achieved like 100 founding members, and we published close to 60 articles for our members. We were at least, I think, 10 art fairs and international events throughout the year, throughout the globe, and hosted one event per month in Lisbon. Being like 3 co-founders and 5 people total in the team, it's like it was a busy year, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of things, but still fun. So I think this is a good sign.
huge it's a huge achievement, and so yeah, no, congrats for this. It's like Remy's English. I think it's something pretty strong that you did this year, and so let's go through maybe this year. I see we have actually your notes about what happened, from NFT Paris in February until Art Basel and more, in December. So how 20, if we go back, like we take our time machine and go back 1 year earlier, how started 2025?
So 2025, I found a great article with your own prediction for 2025, which I thought was amazing to start with. And not to grill you, but I think this was quite that was actually in January 2025, because if we recall 1 year ago, we were still in quite low floor prices for all these NFT collections, and still kind of expecting to see rebound and so on in tokens, which I'm not a token or cryptocurrency specialist, which is not the goal for this episode, but I thought this was quite an starting point in January 2025, where there was a great quote by Rem that was that your prediction, your own words, but I'm going to translate it to English, were that 2025 NFTs will not disappear and could even come back in force with an accurate value for historical collections. And so talking about CryptoPunks and Yuga Labs, like Azuki and so on. So maybe they did not all come back, but I think this is a strong case for historical collection. And and Rem even said I believe at 2000% in our good old NFTs, which I think should be a T-shirt for next year. So that's, I think, going back to that. I don't know.
Who said that?
Rem, here.
Okay, nice.
Nos bons vieux NFT, moi je pense que j'y crois à 2000%.
Okay. Now, to be fair, at least for crypto, it happens.
I'm from Marseille.
At least for CryptoPunks and Puji, some stuff happens. Interesting. Okay, Rem. And then I'm reading also. No, I'm really interested by this article actually. Okay. Then
I don't know if I say the same thing today.
If you will say the same, it's for the next episode, Rem.
Yeah.
we're too early, but no, I mean January. I don't know, if you guys know anything else that happened in January, but otherwise it's really NFT Paris in February that started the year, I think.
Yeah. Eleonora, sorry, you're on mute, Eleonora.
I think it could be thoughtful to point out in January, Maker's Place shut down.
Yes.
That's how I started my year. Which and many other things, but it was a very harsh beginning of the year, because Maker's Place is a platform that has been there for a very long time. In fact, I believe they were in beta in 2018, and then 2019 launched for real, and it just shut down. And at the time, I was collaborating with them, so I was involved, and it was a big shock. But I mean, in general, it was a big shock.
It was a big shock for me also, actually.
Yeah.
I was also working with them on something for NFC. That was actually, it was a super cool project, that with dies with the most like.
Yeah.
That was super.
I know. Yes.
You know that. I was very excited, because I had some doodles from him that he's been working on his booth already and stuff. And I, like a lot of people, I learned this, it was for me very surprising, because they were pretty active at this time in the space, and they were some of the, because actually the year before in Miami, they've been very involved. They were maybe the only platform that was very active in terms of event and presence. And so it was a pretty big shock. Yeah.
Yeah, which tells you a lot, because also like for instance, in November, I curated the show with Georg in Paris during Paris Photo about AI photography. I mean, they were active. It was actually functioning. The quality was becoming very high. So this tells you a lot about the real reasons for which platforms shut down. It's like because it's not sustainable in terms of having VCs investing and what you can actually like earn, like in the art world, because then they were shifting to be art galleries, and it did that like it was not comparable. So that's why it happened.
I mean, it shows, well, so it's easy for January, like best is, Ram's prediction and worst is Maker's Place shutdown.
Yeah.
But it really shows that, marketplaces, it's a tough business also because it's a volume business. And in a market where it really fluctuates a lot, it's really hard to sustain and really like shows that like other platforms like that have not shut down like might also struggle or have other ways to cope with that fluctuation, because this is like I think that should give us more respect for the ones who have not who continuing like to their activity.
Definitely, but also respect. But yeah, but it was also the feeling of a survivor game.
Yeah.
Really, literally like a battle royale or whatever. Where at the end of the day, yeah, it was Maker's Place came on top of all the other ones that came before, and so yeah, it was pretty hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
But so
it's also a timing question a lot, like for this. It doesn't just say like this one is good, this one is bad, right? Like I mean, this is.
Yeah. I mean, I felt that like with the market step, I felt like our market got stabilized. So when you like actually, when you're active in what you can call now something that works like the art world, like you sell artworks to real collectors for $10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, and then what you have to like reach is millions that were given in a moment like 2021. So like when there was speculation, that there is no speculation. The game is so different that I don't even know how anyone like thought that this could survive. It's interesting though, because he also tells us that the market really, like it became much more stable. And so we are playing with like prices that like artists are, I mean, there is evaluations. It's not just like speculation. You can sell this for 1 million and this for 5,000. So it's interesting. It's interesting. At a certain point, it transformed into more of like art world, and we were coming from like the investors, and it's just it didn't work.
It's going to be a recurring theme throughout the year, so I think we.
exactly. No, yeah, it was and so actually, but before we go, so NFT Paris that opened the year. So what actually what I remember from NFT Paris, to be transparent, is mainly artwares. And actually, I'm showing also your screen. We can see the video here from NFT Paris, on Fanny's profile. And actually, this video is showing clearly for me that I'm not talking about the event itself. It was a new venue and it was pretty cool. But at the end of the day, art was almost not present on the main event. Tell me if I'm wrong, Fanny.
So, I mean, I think this is, this is also a transformation of like, or a question, I think, like, should conferences really focus on art, like, I mean, crypto or not, right? Like any conference. And where you can see here, like, it's more of a trade show. It's always been like more of that with, a section dedicated to art, but does a section make sense when the event takes another direction? Still, I think it had. I was not there, full disclosure, for NFT Paris, but it like Artverse really took upon themselves to really be like that place where art side events happened in Paris when there are like big crypto or art events. I know we did like a studio for our members who came for NFT Paris. Like we did a studio visit of Ores Vétier. So really
nice.
trying to take that big event and because people are in town to host side events. And I think it has been kind of like a trend like from the past like NFT Paris, like to have the main event being hosted in Paris and then having side events. I think the year before, Eleonora, you were there for Bright Moments, had this big thing going on, right?
Yeah, the year before, I remember, was pretty glorious in terms of like side events.
Year before, you had two big stuff, yeah, that was Bright Moments and Agoria at Louvre
Oh
Museum.
yeah. I mean, it was pretty glorious. This year, I was happily in Bali when this happened. No, I was in Thailand actually, so I wasn't there. But also, I mean, there was also like they moved it a little bit outside of, like, at the Cité de la Musique, no?
Yeah, Villette.
Yeah, so also that, but yeah, I agree with Fanny. Like, I think that the question really is, should art even be, I mean, should we get upset when we go to these conferences because art is not there? Maybe not. Let's just clarify, maybe it shouldn't be there and it should be around, since people are in town and nobody, it's like an NFT conference.
100% agree with you. But I think for me, this year was really the reveal of Artverse. Really, I think, and I want to give a shout out to Grida also, because she was extremely active all along the week, with maybe almost 10 events happening there, like twice a day. And for me, really, it was really important because Artverse almost took over, what NFT Factory wanted to be beforehand.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I was happy to see this, from different kind of event, from really fine art to community to Tezos stuff happening there. And
yeah, it's a place to go to. It's like that you can go to Artverse, and something is going to be on. It's like welcoming, and it's like exactly, that's how I felt when NFT Factory existed. With NFT Factory, I really felt that there was a home that any point of the day you could go to and you're gonna meet someone or if you don't know, like, they want to talk about things that you're interested in, and Artverse is becoming
playing this community role. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I think if you go back, like exactly, I think this is very hard to be consistent, and I think if you go back even to their like Luma calendar, which I did a few days ago, and it's like it's a lot of events, like it's a lot, like and I mean they're continuing, right? So it's it also shows that like you need like a place like that, I think this is like again a case of like the NFT Factory, like like just timing, or maybe it is a great like thing to have, like you need the community. I mean, I know this is the worst thing to say in like a crypto jargon, like to say the word community, but it does, you need to connect with people like somewhere. So yeah. Do you recall when they opened Artverse?
Artverse.
End of 2024, or like I don't remember.
Yeah. I would say
Maybe for
I would say
September.
I think end of 2024, but
Okay.
I could not be more precise so far.
the end of 2024. Are you sure?
Artverse opened its door in June 2024.
Okay.
June 2024. Okay, yeah, you're right, Clem. It was earlier. Yeah.
It's Google.
But I have a question for all of you. Will you come at the next NFT Paris?
For me, I will be there.
Okay. And Fanny said yes also.
Probably. I think this is this is still to me like one gathering, you know, of like people. So it's like maybe I'm not the one who's gonna like, you know, like go talk to every booth at the conference, but still like having people there, I think it's a good like one of the. I mean, there are not that many conferences left, right? Like, I mean, NFC like in June, but other than that, like, you know, at one point it was like one crypto conference a month, and right now I don't even think they've announced NFT New York dates for next year.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
Which maybe they have right now.
I think that I received some newsletter, something from them, from NFT.
You know, I just realized that I'm watching your calendar now, Fanny, and NFT NYC is not part of your 2025 retrospective. It's also something symbolically. No, but it means something. You know, I think you know, because you know I have, you know, maybe almost 20 events or 20 things that happen, you know, in your spreadsheet, Fanny, and NFT NYC is not part of it.
There was no art, you know. I mean, it's really you know, like we're also talking about NFT Paris because
no, to be fair, AD, what is it? Super Chief Gallery.
They had something.
They took off. He was art director of NFT NYC, and so they've been doing some programmation and stuff. So they did something. But
it was also a matter of surviving, because there was NFC and Art Basel in Basel, and this NFT NYC. When was that? Just right after Art Basel? I was like,
yeah, it was end of June or something.
Early like June.
Yeah, like no. I
mean, so we'll see next year. I mean, I mean, this is same thing. I mean, I think this is like NFT NYC. Like if you know, like a great reason to be in the same town and know that other people will be in the same city. But right now, NFT NYC website is still showing the 2025 recap. So we'll see.
Let's see. Yeah. So what's
so then we go to March and we go to Asia, and I think like we're gonna let Eleonora tell us a bit more about Art Basel Hong Kong.
Yeah, I was in Hong Kong for Art Basel. There wasn't much presence of digital art in the fair. And also around the fair, but operator, they were actually in the official programming for conversation. So they presented human readable in the theater where conversations were happening, and also they organized a cocktail for them in the terrace, in the center where Art Basel is, the exhibition center where Art Basel is happening, and it was also about human readable. So I mean, there was you know, this big attempt to have digital art present, at least in an official way, which I mean, I think it was great. The cocktail was about human readable project, and they had performers during the cocktail. They explained the project. There was a huge canvas that Deja painted on site in Hong Kong with the method of the project. So you had like this official event, and then the day after, I believe there was the official conversation. So that was I would say like one of those moments that let us think that, you know, like Art Basel was opening more, like Sasha Stiles conversations that she had with Hans in Miami, and other few spotlights like this of you know, the artists from the space, like getting finally access to official programming. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And that's the Canva, like I was just showing, like on the side of the stage, like this is like the like large Canva that was painted on site in by Dija. And
Actually, live. She painted it.
no, she did not paint it live. She painted it in Hong Kong right before, and that was used
Right.
during their performance. They're like what they call the like a performance lecture. And it was used there, and it's displaying actually the whole method, like kind of code algorithm that is used by Human and Readable, the project, and then it was displayed in the cocktail as well, but it was not painted on stage.
No. Actually, Jenny Fulton organized the digital dialogues too.
Yes,
So,
with tags.
yeah, with tags. So there was the digital dialogues, which was not obviously in the, like inside the
Yeah,
fair.
just for people who don't know, because also Art Basel, we'll see the starting point with Art Basel in 2025. What used to be digital dialogues? What
So
is it?
digital dialogues is this programming that with different sponsors. I believe, twice tax sponsors the dialogues, and they have been organized by Jenny Fulton, and basically it's a very well organized programming about digital art, not only digital art, and blockchain and artificial intelligence. So they invite artists to speak. It usually happens like a few days before Art Basel. The only problem with that, I would say, is that, as usual, is a little like it is not happening in the venue, and it's not in the official programming, although it is really much supported by Art Basel itself. Like, it is branded Art Basel, but it is not like having conversations in the programming of Art Basel.
This is why, I wanted you to talk a bit more, because we saw also from March to December, where it ended up with 010, that was in the middle of the fair. How Art Basel, first Art Basel was following in digital art.
Yes.
Or almost, I would say, digital dialogues were working for almost 2 or 3 years before, getting more, I would say, all in, but getting more involved with 010. And so, you already had these digital dialogues happening at almost every fair, if I'm not wrong. And so, this year it was in Hong Kong. And the operator,
and I think this is important to say, because a lot of press was around 010 in December for Art Basel Miami, but these things don't just pop up out of nowhere, right? Like, they're not just oh, let's just do a massive thing about digital art. It's like Art Basel also has very established processes, and it's been fair for a very long time. So they've tried and tested a few things for their audience as well. So digital dialogue was one. They've now also done this partnership for the poster of the fair with Iconic, to release posters that are linked to an NFC, an NFT via an NFC chip, for now I think a full year. They've had also one-off partnerships, or showing artists, digital artists, Operator. They had William Mapon also in Paris, Sasha, it's all part of it. But it's true, they keep it a little separate as well, because it's new, and so you could see that both ways, right? You could say, again, we're ostracized next to the bathroom or to our own location, for digital art. But at the same time, also have to put yourself in their shoes, saying that this is something new, this needs a framework to actually evolve. So, I don't mind, it gives it actually a bit more emphasis, and you could argue always both ways. But I think this is, going into the right direction anyway. It's showing that every time they do something different. They've tried. It's not just a one-off thing and then like they haven't done anything anymore. And now they have really this like digital sector that they're going to repeat. That's important to say as well, that like, Art Basel Hong Kong will have like a digital sector. So this is, from last year with the invited operator, but they were just them, and a few other scattered like artworks within the fair, right?
Yeah, Lu Yang, the Chinese artist, they were exhibited by what's the bank? What's the bank that sponsors Art Basel? UBS.
UBS. Sorry.
Yeah. They were like exhibited by UBS at 010, and they were exhibited last year as well in March in Hong Kong. Do you guys know Desart Gallery? I know Desart from Beijing. It's French people. Desart Gallery having some digital art also inside the fair. Very, very, very little. Yeah, it's a path. It's a path. They have been trying different things with the audience, and yeah, I agree with Fanny. Like, it just doesn't happen in 1 second. So another thing that happened, like when it's been 2 years that there is a digital art mile, like directed by Georg Bach in Basel during the week of Art Basel, and people, directors, and responsible from Art Basel have been coming to visit the digital art fair quite often to have discussions with Georg and other people, also to try to understand the space better, which happened in the past 2 years, I mean, this year and last year.
All right, and we're only now in March.
Yeah. Actually, we need to,
we need to like.
If we continue like this, we will have a 3 hours episode.
No.
We need to.
Well, I mean, I for April, to be honest, I only have something positive to say, because there was a big AI exhibition at the Musée du Jeu de Paume in Paris. So I haven't seen it, so I can't. I lived through the website, but I don't know if John or Rem, you have
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah, I visited it. I don't know, Rem, if you had the chance to.
No.
Do it.
Unfortunately.
Actually, it was a really nice conversation about AI. So the topic was AI. So the focus was not specifically digital art or NFTs or whatever, but it was more focused. It was pretty, as you can expect also in this kind of exhibition at Le Jeu de Paume, that it was pretty questioning, the role of AI, basically the way machines are looking at us and the way we are providing data and the way, the influence basically of, the influence also even of social medias and everything like this. And what is nice is that it was not only, I would say, it was a real exhibition with not only digital natives, I would say, or NFT natives artists, but with a mix. I remember, artwork actually from Sacha Style, from Horace Vétier, from now, I should have prepared more because I don't remember exactly everything, but it was.
Sorry, they don't list it on the website, so I.
And I remember now I had really, actually it was very strong because it was different ways to exhibit it, very educative. I remember I came with my kids actually to visit it, and and they really liked it because you had these different artworks, focused on the. It was really kind of almost educative also about the role of AI, about how AI is viewing our world, how AI generated art, are sometimes taking over data and comparing this, using data in the world from the real world, how it is, how the role of impact of AI on nature. Also, it was pretty political, also to be transparent. But it was, yeah, it was a very strong, very.
And do you think for someone, because I got some feedback from people in Paris from other circles of mine, like who like really did not get it and were really into art, but like more traditional art, and really kind of missed all this, like, or said that it was really not clear, and like that like they left more confused than they entered with. So I don't know if it's easy, like John, to put yourself in in the shoes of like someone who really doesn't know anything about either digital art or like AI, and like and go there. I don't know. I mean, this is something that I've had from like two different people actually.
Yeah, to be honest, it's true that maybe, I had to explain a lot to the people I was, for example, I spent time where I was with my kids and my wife, and I really, yeah, I think, if I would not have been there, for example, for my family, they would just have go through this very in 5 minutes without time, because in terms of education, it was supposed to spend a message, but maybe you need to have the background of the artist, or the background of the, but like a lot of exhibitions are like this, basically, maybe they try to put some context, because it was not a non-contextualized exhibition, but maybe maybe they could have spent
No, it was just a question, because it's always a tricky
it's a tricky topic. I think, for me it was interesting, because for me this exhibition had an angle, and I got this angle that was really like questioning a lot of artists, challenging actually AI also in their way. And so I don't remember who was the curator of the show, but it's no, it's not written here, but Commissaire Général Antonio. So, but it was. Yeah,
no, but something to keep in mind. I think this is like, not like to like just say it was bad or good, but like to we're still in a tricky position.
But it was a real 0% NFT exhibition. It was really about it was highly promoted in Paris, especially. And so a lot of people has been there with them, just for them it was just questioning AI, even if maybe half of the artists were NFT artists. It was not the point of the exhibition, and for me it was interesting also.
Okay, cool. All right, so should we go to May? Maybe May I can pass, like I can just say a few things, so we pass a little faster, I think, on May.
So tell us what happened in May.
So May, actually, so we're getting on to so the Node Foundation actually announced back in May that they acquired the CryptoPunk IP. And the Node Foundation opening and the homecoming of the punks, as they call it, is actually happening at the end of January 2026. But the the announcement was back in May, which also just is good to put things back in perspective. Things take time, and that's okay, right? Like so this was kind of like the announcement of like a foundation that now is gonna really take care of the IP, of like preserving also the CryptoPunks and exhibiting them actually in Palo Alto in next year, actually. So that was one big news in May. And then there was actually a digital art awards. I mean, there are a few awards. There is a Lumen Prize that has been going on for some time. In France, there's this thing called Upline Prize. And Hofa Gallery in London partnered with Philips Auction House to host in May the Digital Art Awards. I don't know if you know any other digital art prices.
Arab Bank.
Arab Bank, yes, ABS also has a
Kind
digital art prize.
Lumen price is
Yeah.
for me more. I would say it's pretty digital. Yeah, it's very.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And so that was May 15th, and then you had Art Dubai as well. So Art Dubai did display as well digital art. Like they had a small section. We did host a dinner with Danae and in Loco in Art Dubai for digital art collectors. And I wanted to mention this because this is really something that is like developing in the Middle East as well, like the focus of like the fairs and galleries on digital art. So I think this is something we will see more in 2026 is Art Basel opens a fair in Qatar. There's not really much going on around digital art, but for this Art Basel Qatar, but overall the region is really opening up to it. There've been a few festivals like Noor Festival in Dubai. There's a lot happening in Riyadh as well, in Qatar. So keep an eye for that.
Yes, let's see, and also we can go actually. We can go to June directly.
Yes.
No, June.
So June is kind of
I
like
saw that you already did NFT NYC in the sheet also.
I mean, I'm like, like live updating, like, but I think, I mean, June, this is like, like we'll give you the mic because this was, I mean, June was packed, right? Like, I think June is always packed. But as Eleonora, you mentioned, there was NFT NYC, non-fungible conference, Art Basel, what else? Like,
That's it.
Yeah. Well,
it's already a good start. Yeah.
But so John, like, tell us what was like what is your best memory and worst memory of this non-fungible conference?
Non-fungible conference. Yeah, it was. I'm so focused on 2026 actually.
Yeah.
I almost not into 2025 anymore in my mind. But basically, it was like the year number 4 of the conference. I opened, the event mentioning that it was tough, and it was really like, in terms of organization, one of the most complex one, because we are very ambitious, to be honest. When we do this, we create this huge immersive room. We try to have something very visual, and so in terms of production, it's pretty. It's we do a bit more effort than just doing a fair, basically, or just doing a trade show. And so yeah, this year was pretty challenging because we depend a lot on the crypto market, and the crypto market was not super good actually this year. But it was the best one, to be transparent. When I lived it, I really enjoyed. I think we still had, of course, this main stage with almost 100 shows, that happened on the main stage with like different artists, projecting, like we did the last 2 years, 2 years before. But what was really interesting also this year, we bring this late night show with Benny, and we had the chance to organize it with, thanks to you, actually 100Collectors. And I think it was very unexpected for most of the people, I think, who's been there, and pretty unique, I believe. We had the chance to have Benny Redbeard almost 4 hours on stage with his desk in a late night show style, and so yeah, we can see some images.
I
Lot
think
of
it's very interesting. I mean, this is like that was very polarizing, right? Like because it's something, the conference is in Europe, right? Like so obviously there are a lot of people from Europe who attend the conference, but also you draw a lot of like the American crowd, right? Like to NFC every year, and the idea of a Tonight Show is really it's really American, right? Like it's really embedded in the culture. And I think this kind of was like for like some European like crowd, it was like kind of not shocking, but like, what is that? Like what is even this? Like, is it like a cult of personality? Is it like but it was I mean, I was a stage manager and it's so much fun. Like this was like to me quite the highlight and I had to sleep for 2 days after that. So I have huge respect for you who do that for 4 days. But it was special, I would say,
it
and
was
controversial at the same time. So it's like it makes it great, Like I don't know.
it was controversial, but to be honest, it's for me it was interesting because yeah, of course, it's unexpected, and it was a mix. It was pretty entertainment format, I would say.
Yeah.
With we know that what we had this we had this French kickboxer who's been kicking some key collectors' ass on stage and beating them literally every time the girls on stage were giving a good answer. Or we had this this dancing moment where basically Emily She and I think it was Mad Dog Jones and other artists were moved to dance on stage and do a choreography. You have this kind of unexpected stuff, and of course to the end of the show with Snowfro's birthday, the surprise for him, the marching band, and the cream pie, that came on his face. Actually, I still have the carpet in my house, because I kept it. It was totally ruined by the show.
You could not return it. Oops.
So, but for me, it's also something that I would say that for me it's important, to try to do these kind of things, and for me it's all the point of I would say this NFT movement, and I will say NFT on purpose, because of course, and I'm amazed by everything that is happening at Art Basel, and the fact that the contemporary art world, or at least the contemporary art business, is interested, by bringing more digital art and try to bring from that. But I really believe that our ambition is to do something different, and of course, it does not mean that it will not be we will not be part of contemporary art, and I'm happy with that. But I believe we can be much more. I don't know what we can be, but I think we need to try stuff, and we need to be controversial in a way, and also try to be, I say that a lot, and that, Eleonora, popular. And I think it's
We want stupid people. You're too smart. We want stupid people. That's your quote.
No, but yeah. So yeah, I like this sentence. I think I don't. You remind me that last time when I say we want stupid people in the digital art world or in the NFTs world, because it's culture, not only art, but for me culture, and so yeah, trying these kind of things for me it's interesting because I believe that actually, first, to be honest, I had a lot of fun, and and a lot of people actually in the US are still talking about it. Every time, even some people already ask me, "Will you do this again?" So it was kind of a highlight of the event for them, and so yeah, I believe that next year we'll try to come back with something similar. So we will see. Of course, hope that Red Bear will come back, and he's been doing a lot to be transparent, and whatever you can say, he's been giving of his time, of his money, and of his network, to make it this happen. So he really played his heart patron's role, and of course, Fanny, Eleonora, Pauline, you saved our ass by organizing it. I think it was like 2 weeks before the event. I said, okay, I need some support because it was a show in the show, so it was like really a timing of 100 stuff to do within the 3 hours of the show. And so it was great to have you for that.
But I think this month of June, and it's great capture a little bit like the different things, like the different tensions, right? Like, because we have like Art Basel, which is like the most traditional like edition of Art Basel, where we always look at the art fairs and see if like something digital is exhibited, like if or at an auction house something comes up, or in a museum if something gets acquired. That's like the institutional like stamp of approval that we still need to play with, right? Like there's still a market in place, and if we don't want to starve and disappear like slowly and painfully, we have to play with the current players. And then you have like the digital art mile, for example, like that is like next to like Art Basel, and is really trying to do something different as well, but still in the codes of the traditional players. And then you have like other new NFC like types of events where it's like totally new, right? Like, and totally disconnected from like being a conference, being a festival, being like being an art show. And building something. And I think what you said is really nice, because it's like we don't know what it will be, and we're all trying to like put names on things that are currently happening. But I think this is kind of like the magic of it as well. I know it makes your life a hell, like living hell, because it's like every year, what are we calling it, right? Like, is it a conference? Is it a summit? Is it like a festival? But I think this is nice to see things evolve, and I think this is a great way to look at like future events and like see where it fits, because I think we should do all of that, right? Like we should innovate while playing with the current like institution in place. And I think this was a good segue into like the big exhibition of the summer of 2025, which was like at the Toledo Museum of Art. Traditional museum, but like it was like called Infinite Images, like the art of algorithm, and really exhibited like a lot of like digital artists, a lot working with NFTs, but trying to find ways to showcase and explain digital art with like physical works, and they were prints, sculptures, projections, screens, like you name it, it was in this exhibition. And I think they're trying to make it a traveling exhibition, which I really do hope they do, because this is like, to me, like one exhibition that really explain digital art. Even merch, even we had like amazing merch like at the Toledo store. So I think this was
for me, it's maybe the thing that I wish I was there. I really, even for me, it was really, I had the feeling, because I was not there, that it was really a key moment of the year also.
Yeah.
And it was maybe, I had the feeling also that it was maybe one of the most accomplished exhibition also this year. Very complete, lot of one, I had a feeling to have one full museum dedicated to digital artists, and dedicated to finding ways, to show them the best way, because everybody was very involved and cared a lot about this.
And then actually, like following that right up, like in September, like Sasha Styles opened an exhibition at MoMA in the lobby with a giant LED screen at MoMA, which is still going on and until like spring of next year. So that was another thing, like talking about like institutional recognition.
That's interesting. Also, this actually, just this lobby stuff, because I feel like also it's kind of something that we would see more and more into museums. To get digital art coming into traditional or contemporary art museum. I think having a huge screen in the entrance is a pretty. I know we had like last week. Remy Fendi, who's been doing this exhibition in Milano, and they've been bringing this big screen in the entrance.
Torino.
Exactly, in Torino.
No, Milano.
Milan.
Vapore, no?
I think it was in Milan. Yeah, it's in Milan. Yeah. But
Sorry.
but and I see some more museum projects now where they are, adding in the floor map, the lobby. That is something that is, I think it's a practice that we will see more and more into museums. And so, it's cool to see Sasha's one.
Yeah.
there.
And I mean, and it's September also was when Christie's announced that they shut down their digital art department. And again, I think this is one news that really can be seen and has been interpreted in many different ways. Some people saying, well, they could not sustain having a full-on like digital art team and department, like because the market is like not doing so great or is fluctuating too much, and they're not, kind of did not invest in like their Web3 based or blockchain based platform. Some other people said, oh, we made it, like now we're not, separated, like now we're part of contemporary art department, which is true as well, but it's like we have to see how many blockchain-based works are going to continue selling in the contemporary art department without a digital art dedicated team, because there was a great team as well. Like it's kind of sad to see them go. Again, don't have the answer. I don't know what you feel about it, but
I know, yeah, it's a dynamic, and I don't know yet. It's another big debate, actually. But but yeah, at the end of the day, this is what I say a lot of time. This topic is all the topic of a digital transformation topic in corporates, basically. Can you create something? Invest a lot of resources, time, cultural shift into something that is bringing a very, very small income compared to everything else. Just by assuming that in 5 years from now it could become one of your main source of income, it's very hard, for companies to think like this. And most of the time it's not happening. And this is why, some pure player that don't care, because, if Christie's is doing, I don't know, let's say 1 million of income thanks to NFT sales, it's peanuts for them. But if a small player is doing 1 million thanks to NFT sales, depending on whose, it could, I don't say that it will, but it could work and they could grow on this base. So sometimes, when you are too big and you have your main activity, it's hard to come with a new practice, because it's a new practice, because we've been always questioning, do we really need auction houses on this market? And it's a question that we've been asking the last 5 years since Christie started these people sales, and in a way they did. So I believe they will have a role to play, but it's the same, this role is still to be defined. And so yeah, I think they will come back, but later. And now you're showing Queen.
Yes. So we are like 2 October. I skipped a few. I think we'll. I mean, you have the list. I think we'll publish the list of events, so you like everybody can go back to it calmly. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you wanna talk about it quickly. Like that actually launched in October.
Sure. I think I love the project. I love the art. This is the last curated project in Art Blocks. The art is by Larva Labs. So CryptoPunks creators. I think I really love the art. I heard from multiple people that, so the negative comment that I heard about this is that the project was not surprising enough. You expect, and I heard it from like key people that it's, you know, like if like after the CryptoPunks, you expect something different. It's not special enough. It doesn't innovate. It didn't innovate anything, and I personally defended the project and the artist in any way I could, because I don't think that if you are the like this, you know, like Larva Labs now, it is not necessarily true that every time they touch some art projects they have to innovate, because they did it with the CryptoPunks and with autoglyphs. It's artists. I think it's amazing. There is a very cool technological integration. You can play with the code. The artwork is changes all the time, and you can actually like change it yourself. It's interactive. I think that the art is very beautiful, and I think that even if you are the creators of the CryptoPunks, you have the right to create amazing art that doesn't necessarily bring the next, I don't know, either like NFT standard or the first generative on-chain art, etc. So I really loved the project. It was also very, it was kind of moving, the fact that Snowfro actually, I mean, Eric, he started Art Blocks because of Larva Labs, because of autoglyphs, and because of CryptoPunks. The inspiration came from there. And so the fact that the cycle of curated projects ends with a brand new project by Larva Labs, I thought it was quite interesting historically.
Yeah, no, it was exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. I think, first, I really like the project also, and I think it's innovative, and it's something for me beautiful. But on top of it, yeah, the story is pretty strong, because for me, Art Blocks and CryptoPunks are big historical institutions in our space.
Yeah.
This is our own institutions for me, and and so the fact that they are kind of ending the Art Block story with this CryptoPunk was with this Larva Labs project. It was really, really nice. It was also cool to see actually Matt and John coming back in the game, because since Yuga acquired Larva Labs, they were just not here anymore, basically. Really no physical presence, except at very, very rare and few CryptoPunk focused stuff, but it was really rare. And the comeback really happened with a Node Foundation acquisition, actually, where they have a seat at the board, and where basically now you see that it's like they are really starting their artist career at this moment, and so for me it's interesting to see that basically it was
I think, and going back to Rem's prediction from last January, I think this is like, there are many ways for historical collections to come back, right? Like, I mean, and maybe it's not like the floor price of all these collections, but it's like the preservation. And I think this year with the Node Foundation acquisition, the comeback of John and Matt after all the hype and craziness of the market really shows a comeback. So maybe it's not like in like numbers all the time, but I think this is really important, you know.
Yeah. No. Thanks. So that's
Yeah.
that was in October.
Yeah. So in October, so I mean, I'll make it fast because we're like already over time. But like October, you had Marfa Art Blocks weekend. Like this is like the Art Blocks like yearly celebration of generative art, which will happen again next year. That is confirmed. There was Art Basel Paris, and Eleonora, like you were there, and there were a lot already also of like side exhibitions and even like presence at the fair. And so I think the fall is always like packed with art fairs. Like, I mean, November was Paris Photo. There was Art Abu Dhabi. There was also like something a little closer to NFC, which was like the Art on Tezos Berlin, which is not a festival, not a conference, not an art fair, but like an exhibition of like, you know, like a gathering of the community, like the Art Tezos community.
And also the Marfa weekend for the Art Blocks.
That was in October. And so yeah, so I think this is like, you know, to be seen next year, next fall, like what is gonna which fair is still gonna continue, like you know, having a like a focus or more fairs, like having like more digital art. I think it's an upward trend, which is great to see. And you know, like we can't really talk about 2025 without talking about Art Basel, like 010 digital sector, because you know, this was not a separate like programming. This was really a sector dedicated to digital art within the fair in Miami. So I think this is really the stepping stone for 2026. I don't know, Eleonora, if you you were there, you're here. So
yeah, the 010 was glorious as well, I might say. There's so many things to say about it, but just a couple of things. The fun, interactive environment and atmosphere that it created this sector in the middle of all this, compared to these very like quiet and almost boring other sectors, this one required presence, interaction, activation, questioning. You had a laundry station literally with laundry machines where you were given a plastic bubbles with soap inside and a QR code to redeem your bubbles by the crazy X copy. Amazing. You will queue for this. And then you have to compile like a sheet, say like if you want to do laundry or you want like dry wash. I mean, it was just like amazing. And it's a actually very well made dynamic project on the blockchain that will last for 10 years. And every day one bubble will pop, and then only one person will remain with the bubble, which is the X copy work. So we will know in 10 years. And then you had Jack Butcher provocation to the art market and art world, and like discussing, you know, and like criticizing like the value of an artwork. You go there and your artwork is your receipt. I have it here. Your artwork is your receipt. You pay with credit card, and you and the artist also showed how much an artist or a gallery they need to invest for a booth to be present on art fair. So he started like negative value. I think it was like $75,000 or something, to show like I paid this. Let's see if you let me earn something. And then like very much positive. And then obviously we had the dogs. which the whole world talked about. So we have people with the dogs, which was actually, I mean, for me, like a very actually like also kind of like a deep critique to systems and controls in our society. That's why these dogs have these heads, but I'm sure that everyone knows about people's dogs. It was crazy. It was out of control. The only other time that I've seen something like this was with the banana biathlon. People were like standing on benches just to look at the dogs and wait for people to give out like prints. It was crazy. The difference was that in the traditional art world, the banana was taken down because he could, like endanger security, and us, it was just like left there, and these like pilgrimages of people coming every day. But there's obviously, and then there was all the other artists, and booth, which was not necessarily interactive. IX Shell, you could interact with the screen. Just saying that there were many people at the digital sector having fun, like many people, and compared to the other sectors, which after that looked a little empty and sad. It's true. And so it was very nice. It was a way to at least like enter the space and tell people you can also have fun with art. And there was Mario Klingemann, which was probably my favorite piece in the sector. It was also interactive. You have this AI sign like giving you sentences and slogans, and you have to like knee down and wait for the AI to create like this sentence for you, and really like creating this sacred moment. Also letting you think about like how we see AI. You really felt that you were interactive with God, or with whatever you believe in. So it was also, and it was a piece from 2020, so it was also fun to see how the AI, like the sentences were a little outdated, which was pretty amazing. Where is Fanny?
Fanny disappeared.
I just want to say something, but maybe for me English will be complicated.
Say it.
Say it. Okay, in French, so.
It's okay.
Say it in French.
No, I think it's very ironic that the main thing we keep in mind from Art Basel digital part, it's not a digital artwork. The experiment of Beeple, I don't know how we can talk about it, but it's not a digital art. It's something in the physical world. So I think
I don't agree, but
But also
it's not the first time.
drama.
But it's digital works, huh? I mean, these dogs have cameras with AI programs inside that take photos and create digital artworks.
But what attract people? It's not the digital part. It's the dog itself.
Yes, but you are in a physical space.
I think for me, Rem, it's all the point, when you're not behind your screen, when you're in a physical space, you have physicality. Mm-hmm. And physicality can be a screen, can be a print, can be a movie, can be someone, and you can even have more physicality with performance, dancer, artists, or robots, or whatever. And so for me, it's just the way to bring, of course, it's all the art. And I think it was also the point, and this is why it worked well. And this is where you're right. It was pretty close to some contemporary art standard in terms of conceptual art for some of them, like Jad Busher, it's pretty conceptual in a way. And Beeple, in a way, it's a mix of robots, concepts, but also at the end of the day, the end stuff and what you see on OpenSea is all the Beeple works, that came out from this performance, basically.
Yeah, but how many people who were in Art Basel to see these robots knows there are also artworks, digital artworks?
I think Rem, you're bringing the question of the Trojan horse, right? Like, I mean, the dogs are like a Trojan horse to get people's attention, and you're right. I mean, and that was a criticism that like
the Trojan dog in this case.
yes, like sorry, different animal, but it was a point of like how many people who came to see like the controversial dogs turned around and looked at other works, right? Like by the galleries like around, which were maybe not like as like fancy and controversial, but even more interesting, right? Like, and so but slowly but surely people will turn around, people will look like at like the dog's poop actually, which were the prints, and digital works. But you're right, and it's like it's something that like if we go back even like to the first Christie's Art and Tech Summit, where they distributed the like Robbie Barrett artworks, which nobody redeemed, and you had like I don't know how many like were like actually like kept as the lost Robbies, right? Like, but this is like and in this fair, like I don't know how many like prints or NFTs were actually redeemed, but more, and so slowly we go.
Yes, and I think when you have so much exposure, it's a bit like a marketing funnel for me. Yeah, not 100% of the people exposed to the dogs, knows what we're talking about. Some of them know that it's Beeple and that it's digital something or NFT something, and some of them, for the first time, they will get the paper, they will maybe see, try to understand, and they will still see how things are happening on OpenSea. And the bigger is the top of the funnel, the better chances you have to have more people, in the end of the funnel.
Yeah, and it was also a way to, to your point that like, yes, you fit into an institution, but you also show that the space is something else. It's not like, shouldn't take it so seriously. It is possible to have fun. It is possible to interact. It is possible to welcome people and actually stay there with kids, like getting the prints. It is really a mess.
I like this. There is a gong because we've been talking for. You should do this sometime in a REM. Use the gong like this.
I love that.
Anyways, okay.
Well, and can I just say one more sentence that like just before the holiday, like the MoMA announced like digital art acquisitions of Squiggles, CryptoPunks, and works by Raphael Rosendahl, which like was like right when everybody was packing for their holiday, and MoMA was like, "Don't go! We have the biggest announcement of the year."
No, yeah, it's actually it's giving a lot of and it's always, and thank you for this, Eleonora, Fanny, because sometime and actually because we will see and we will talk about it tomorrow, Rem, during our general NFT retrospective of 2025.
But what can we say after this episode?
We have a lot of things to say because when we are both of us together, we will start to talk shit about the space and the fact that we are broke and the fact that basically we're not making money anymore in this space. And because it's the truth also for many of the people who are in the space. And on one hand, it's tough time for many people, people trying to live from that, people in the art space, artists, collectors, investors, startups,
believers,
project events, and so yeah. And actually, I will not be surprised, for example, on the event side, that NFT NYC will not come back this year, and that so we'll lose more and more events, in the space, and because it's tough and you need to be a bit crazy, to continue to work in this space. And so it's good, and so we have a lot of things to talk about, Rem, you will see. And the other hand, thank you, Eleonora, Fanny, for you bringing up so many, and I think it's really the thing, if you just take fact, and what you did this year was crazy. What we did this year was crazy. I like also, I think that I saw a post from Benny when he was mentioning this 1 month ago, this shit of stuff. He's been trying to list everywhere digital art was exhibited in 2025, and the list was at least more than almost, I don't know, but it looked like an endless list for me. And really, so we are a lot, if we just take this point of view, and the last announcement, in December, actually is very, very, very bullish, I would say, to take some crypto words. December was very bullish, 010 was a crazy banger, like we never, it was almost a Beeple moment #2 in the space, and it was crazy. And even I saw the Ethereum Foundation doing some tweet about it. Usually they really don't care about NFTs and whatever happened there. We saw this MoMA announcement. Also, MoMA is maybe, at least it's one of the most visible museum in the contemporary art world, maybe the most visible one. So it's promising. It's promising. It does not mean, and we won't play the anticipation game that 2026 will be just surfing a crazy, amazing wave of everybody going to digital art. We know that it's going slow, and we know that we are going, we have up and downs, and we know that, we have like 3 good announcements, and then the months before 5 bad announcements. But so this is, the way we choose, basically. So this is like, but if you take the big picture, you have, if you compare 2025 in terms of institutions versus 2024, I feel like it's getting better. So I don't know if you want to say one, one sentence.
I think, and to me, this is like, it's there are many ways to get better, and it doesn't always translate right away into like financially better, and that's the tricky side, right? It's how do you and continue, because there's so much going on, and I think we should all be very positive and about what's going on, but also realistic that these things are hard, and it's not all black and white, obviously. So my conclusion is kind of shit, but thanks.
I like it. We will keep it. We will keep it, and we will clip it and share it. So thank you. And Eleonora, you want to say one last word?
Yeah. Then now you have to work on the predictions for 2026.
I think but maybe we can do another episode for that. And maybe
in the beginning of January.
And I want to let you know so that we will have one more. The next 100 Collector Morning will be on January 27, actually, and I think we will be back from San Francisco, from Palo Alto. Where the Node Foundation will happen, the Node Foundation opening will happen. So more things will happen, and I'm very optimistic, to be honest. I'm always optimistic. Maybe it's the issue, but I'm very optimistic on what's gonna happen next. So just wanted to thank you, and thank you, 100 Collector, also for starting this series, because it's really a good way to follow everything happening. And I really invite you again, to just follow 100 Collector on Twitter, and to just go on their website. And if you're not a member, and if you are interested by digital art, I really recommend you to just see what they are doing. So just go on Twitter, 100 Collectors, and thank you for being with us. And Rem, we have one last episode tomorrow. That is just the
the last of the year.
last of the year. So the second No Life episode will happen tomorrow on December 31st at 9:30. So it will be it will be a traditional Twitter space. So you are invited to join if you want to comment or to talk shit with us. And have a great day. Have a great end of the year. Enjoy again. Touch grass, as they say, or touch snow, or touch whatever you want. And sorry, I don't know. I don't know if sorry, I think it's really time.
Touch pasta.
Let's just go back to bed.
Yeah, let's just go back to bed. Have a great day, end of the year, and good
morning. Happy. Good morning. Really happy.